It's raining, it's pouring, the ocean is snoring. You went to bed, couldn't get up in the morning. It's raining, it's pouring, the ocean is snoring.
Issues with the stream. Maybe. There we go. What in the world? Did we have a black screen the entire time?
I think we did. I
don't understand. What it shows on our screen doesn't show on the actual live stream. So I always have to have a copy of it up just in case something happens. So I don't know. I'm still working on it. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. I tried to be perfect tonight, but it just didn't happen.
He's lying. Don't listen to him. He's a criminal now. He's a wanted. He's going to be in jail time right now.
So I'm hoping everyone heard all that. If not, here's Drewbert, founder of DNTV. There's his link below. It's he's got a huge network of people. So definitely check him out. Mama D says hello. We've got a bunch of other comments here that I don't know who it's from. If you haven't yet, please go to either the group page of Cryptic Trading Post or the First Line Paranormal team page, and please go and allow EvMux to, like a third-party app, allow it to your Facebook. That way we can see your comments like this. If not, they show up like this. So somebody's at the airport. They're still showing love. Well, thank you. Thank you.
That's Rob. That's Rob. He's at the airport.
Is it Rob? Okay. What's up, Rob?
Yeah. What's up, fam? Hey, brother.
Hey, brother. Hey, everyone. We saw the opening sequence, and then it went black. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Drewbert.
Do you know what I was attempting to You know what I'm tempted to say on your show? Bro?
What are you going to say?
I'm going to say, let's go and click the button.
Yeah, you got to go click the button so we can see who's sending these comments. It's kind of like StreamYard. I think StreamYard had to go do it now too. So it's just the same. It's the same concept. It's not showing my name. It's Robert. Yeah, you have to go to the group page or the team page and go to the EvMux little manage access thing and allow it, basically. And then it'll start showing it. So pages, like page admins and stuff, they don't necessarily have to do that. So it's already there automatically. So
I like being a special guest. As the host. I feel like I'm prostituting myself.
So I think our guest tonight is having, I don't know if he's having internet issues or what. I noticed he was dropping in and out during the beginning. So we'll see if he's able to get back on. I thought I was
Buddy?
going to be 100% tonight, man. I thought I could pull it off.
Hey, don't cry. It's all right. We're here for you.
I would like to thank PD Region Paranormal and their show Paranormal Static. He has been supporting this show the last few days. It has been incredible, the amount of support just from the first day of starting this thing to now, like how much it's grown. So big shout out to him and Drewbert from DNTV. I'm sure he will be helping this show out immensely as time moves forward. And as long as, you know, I'll be supporting the other communities as well, as you'll see later tonight. So
I did try and find like 2,000 odd people. No, 5,000 odd, sorry. Yeah, 5,000 odd people onto your page. But it was going to take me days to do it. So I'm going to get other people to share it and do it. Because
I know some of the stuff on these pages, like there's not a select all button. It's literally you have to go through and do it manually.
I know, it really bugs
Notice
me
that.
when I do that. I prefer the slap button. Bro. Straight up. You know.
So let's go ahead and get it out of the way because hopefully our guest can get back on. But the Drewbert origin. Here's the story, y'all. Let me get up and close and personal with you. So
Wait. Don't make it too personal now. Don't make it too personal. And don't
Okay,
tell them about the KY Jowl.
We're
Okay.
live. I got to watch that. We're live. So the first night I got on and met with Robert Humphreys and Drew here, and we connected and, you know, talking about our communities and our teams and such. I just thought it in my head, just say, because we was laughing. Drew was making us all laugh that night in our little StreamYard convo, and I just thought, Drewbert, and that was the end of it. Everyone started calling him Drewbert. So now everybody's using that name for him, and I love it. No, it's not showing. You might have to refresh or something. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Drewbert. I'm gonna get that labeled, I think.
All right,
Look,
so
he's typing, guys.
I am. I don't see him yet, so I'm seeing if he's reading messages and. Oh, there he is. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to get Jesse from Moonphase Paranormal on. And I think one of our mods is showing from the pages, so I'm not sure if that's Kim or Katie or Morgan. So, all right, let's go ahead and get Jesse on. And we got to reconnect him because he disconnected. So that should already be there.
I got my window open by the side of me. I just heard a big cat meowing. It sounded like a bloody lion. Having a cat fight of it.
Oh, bloody. This happens.
Do the British voice. Do the British voice.
This happens to me every time. It says this is playing. Yes. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to get them on. All right. Hey, Jesse. All right. So,
hey, Jess.
I don't know if you were having issues dropping in and out or what, but now we finally got you on here. All right, that's all good. We talked it out. So, well, I guess we're going to go ahead and start it off, buddy. So if you could tell us about yourself and kind of your origin story, what got you into the paranormal? Hold on, Jesse. We're having issues. Hold on, we're having issues. It's doing that thing again where it's not showing. It's showing on here, but it's not showing on the stream. So we'll make sure it's working correctly here. Goodness gracious. Let's see here. I don't know. That's so weird because it shows on our end, but it's when you look at the live, it's not showing it. So we'll see if we can switch back over. Well,
An awkward moment.
yeah, for some reason it's not showing his. So let me try something here.
I like when a man presses a button. Dunk, dunk, dunk.
I know. I don't know what's going on with it.
My wife pressed the buttons and I go boo, boo, boo.
It seems like I'm the guy that I might just have to give him another link. It seems like I'm like the tester for this stuff because I'm the one that figures out the issues. Yeah, his is not popping up for some reason. So I have an idea, but I don't know if it's going to work. Jesse, I'm going to send you a speaker link, okay? It's kind of the same ordeal, but we'll see if I can get you in that way. Grr. I'm going to have words with the staff.
That's why I say grr.
I'm going to have words.
What's going to happen?
They're going to find out.
I'm just praying for him right now.
Yeah. Oh, Lordy. All right. So, Drubert.
Yes.
If you want to tell everyone about DNTV while I'm setting this up, kind of let them know what that's all about.
Okay. I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that for you. So, DNTV is a networking page to help other people to be heard, speak, and to talk about paranormal or what they do. We have Hollywood people there, movie actors, producers, authors. We have a lot of mixture. People coming in. We also own a Christmas page, a Halloween page. We've been running since 2019 or 2020. My wife has been noisy by the side of me, but now DNT is part of the Parafam family. We're part of Redbridge. We're part of PV Regent, the Global United, Parapost, and Osto. You know, we're there to give everyone an opportunity to speak on DNTV. It's a 53 million platform, in and out traffic, expected in and out traffics, and it gives people to be heard and listened to. DNTV is there to help how big or small you are. It's there to help. It doesn't matter about numbers or fame. It matters about listening. I think he's disappeared off there, so I gotta carry on. Yeah, it's all about really giving the about the fun. Entertainment is entertainment. You've got to enjoy it. If you come on there serious, and it's entertainment. If you come on there with a bit of fun, I like to be fun because I'm ADHD, and the ADHD stands for me as a I feel life and death, the collector, the meaning of it, what does it stand for? The Grim Reaper is the collector, but also you could be the fun guy. Makes the journey different. It can make it funny, it can make it hard, it can make it emotions. That's what the NTV is really about, is to hear every single opportunity and to bring entertainment onto your platform, onto your screen. And it could be anyone. We had multiple people on that, like Sean Kean from Karate Kid, the original, to me, Orlean Daniel, Karate Kid. You know, the legend one back in the 80s. And he's been on a lot of shows. I had multiple. John O'Cena. We have had John O'Cena worked with multiple people. His movie's coming out soon called Demon Fighters. We had him on the show. He's also a Grand 40's experience. You know, we had all mixtures. It was an amazing show. But the MTV, it's there to literally enjoy and have a laugh. And just be yourself. You know, we got a warning discretion notice on that. So after a certain time in the UK, we get to be a bit of fun. It's really important to put a smile in the paranormal as well. You can't be too serious. The more serious you be, the more where things are going to get difficult, hard to explain. You need that bit of pinch of salt to make you laugh. That's what the NTV is all about. And we're part of the Parafam DNTV2 in the USA.
That's right. Got that off your chest.
I did, and I felt my head dropping too. I hurt. No. Big man, big thank you to PVD. I can't say it now. I said
PD
it
Region Paranormal. You did say it earlier. You said it correctly.
I did say it. I said it quite good. And the Global United, and also Red Ridge as well, Paranormal. Massive shout out, FPI Paranormal. And especially Cody. I just met Cody recently. But Cody's been there as well in the background, especially on his duty he does. Which I won't disclose until he sees it. But he's been there when he's been at a bit of time. It's nice to have all the people who you can bond with really closely. Really nice. I think it's important as well, mental health wise, and also ghost hunting wise, because I like a bit of ghost hunting.
That's right. Boom! Did we get him? Did it work?
That's right.
Oh my God, he's on! Yes.
Oh, we got it. We got it.
Oh!
He's trying to give the rocket.
I'm going to fight them. Okay. All right, so we got it.
Okay.
Everybody's cheering. Look at this. Everybody's cheering. Jesse. Yes. I'm not going to ask him the last question, Drewbert. He's going to tell me no. He's not going to come back to the show. Jesse, welcome to the show.
The last question.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So, you are, I would say you're the founder of Moon Phase Paranormal.
Correct.
And so could you tell us about yourself and kind of what the origin story is for you and kind of what got you in the paranormal?
Sure. I mean, for us, we started out, very skeptical of the field. The origin story was one that will send you from complete skeptic to 100% a believer. At least that's what happened for myself and anyone else that was with the night that we had our very first experience, which was is very profound for me anyway, because I was the one that, just so happened to end up with an attachment, is what I would consider the experience, because most people will delve into the whole possession and everything like that, but for me it was more of an attachment, and this is right out of the gate being a complete skeptic. So uh, my outlook from that entire experience changed the way that I looked at the field, the way that I approached different things, whether it was building equipment for the team and then branching off to making it more mainstream for the public, to just trying to kind of pioneer a new way of investigating that goes against the norm that you're going to see as far as mainstream television and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, our very first experience was not one that was taken very lightly.
Okay. I guess that kind of goes into our next one too, and how you found yourself in the paranormal field. Does that go more into detail as far as that interaction?
It does. There's a location close to us. I don't want to disclose it because it is kind of this area's best kept secret.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of ours at the time, we had gotten a group of I want to say like 5 of us together, and we all wanted to venture out to, we'll call it the witch's cabin. And we'd been out quite a few times prior, but it just so happened it was Halloween night that the the event happened, and that particular time I think there was about four of us maybe, and my friend at the time, he was 100% into it. He had the SB7 spirit box. He had the voice recorder. Um, he had different apps and stuff on his phone, and we're talking back in 2015, so everything was somewhat new as far as certain pieces of equipment, and I'd only heard about certain things from my friend. Again, I had no stakes in it whatsoever. I was just along for the ride, wanted to see if, the claims were true about the area being haunted, and, ultimately my attitude got kind of soured when we got there, because you have to cross a stream, and I thought I would be, big tough guy, and I tried to cross over on a tree that was down, and I get halfway across, the tree breaks, and I end up waist deep in water. So my attitude the rest of the night was foul, and I started to taunt. I started to say, we better see something better happen, and well, it did. By the end of the night, with me provoking and doing certain things, it made sure that when we were leaving, it was attaching and it was coming home with me, and ultimately it did.
So, were you like? Did you already kind of believe in it, or were you skeptic on the line, or?
Not even close to the line. I want to say it was my friend Catherine and Dennis. They were both 100% believers, but myself and my friend Tyler were 100%. I mean, he probably was on the line, but I was 100%. I got to see it to believe it. Nothing happens to me. This is all BS. So like I said, I had no stakes in it. I was just kind of along for the ride, hoping, catch a scare maybe.
Keep carrying. You're doing okay.
Cody still there? Cody still.
He'll be back on now.
Okay. But yeah, I mean,
So,
good.
no, go ahead yourself. Carry on, Jess. You're doing good.
I mean, that investigation all on its own was what started it, and like I said, it was all because, to the best of what I can figure out, is just the area has quite a few myths and tales, and trying to figure out what is true and what's not is it's rather hard in the area. There's not a whole lot of stone cold evidence to kind of back what I had happened to me. But like I said, with my foul attitude that night, it just kind of it escalated from there to hearing different things, because where this location's at, it's in the middle of the woods. You're secluded from all things humanity. There's a hill, this 2-room cabin with a front porch, and then you're out where there would have been an outhouse, and then right off of that there's a stream with what is now a completely finished bridge. At the time there wasn't. But from the provoking that night, when we were getting ready to leave, is when everything kind of amped up. The best that I can describe it is when we were crossing the creek to come back over to head back to the car, which was another 2 to 3 miles down the road. I'm standing on a rock. I'm the last person to get across the stream, and just standing there, and what sounds like 1,000 voices right behind your ear is all that I'm hearing from both sides. I turn around, there's nothing there, and then it amps up to feeling like someone's sitting on my shoulders, and just constant, what you see in the horror movies where it's whispering, you can't understand what they're saying, you can't see anything. That's what rushed over me, to the point that I grabbed my head, put both of my hands on my ears, and I was begging for it to stop. And my buddy Tyler went to come over, grab me from the middle of the stream to pull me, because I was locked. I could not move. Last person. And I'm unable to let everybody know what I have going on with me. And he goes over to grab me, and from that point I don't remember getting from the woods until we get to the car, which I start dry heaving. And then from the car to the car ride home is very, very blurry.
Dang. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure. That's crazy, man. So you definitely had some sort of attachment, like to follow you home.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because that night was another doozy, because I slept on the couch that night, and one of my friends stayed. They had a GoPro that they left with us, because they wanted to watch. Everyone was afraid that I was gonna wake up in the middle of the night, possibly like grab a sharp object, come after everybody type of deal. So I was like flight risk, basically. Everyone was, kind of better watch. So they put a GoPro on me all night, and I have to dig out the footage, because there's a frame where the German Shepherd we had at the time was laying on the floor, and I'm laying on the couch, and there's a black mass that appears in one frame that's down by my feet. The German Shepherd looks up in the next frame and is staring at that black mass, and then the frame after that, it's up in the corner, top of the room, and a German Shepherd's looking up directly at the black mass. So it followed not just me, but me back to my house. And in the days after that, I ended up having to go see a local priest to be, to be blessed, because it was an emotional roller coaster. After that, I'd bawl my eyes out for no reason. I'd say off the wall things. Certain things felt like I didn't have them in my time era type of situation. And the biggest thing that probably scared me was the fact that I felt like I was on autopilot the entire time, like I was outside of my body, just kind of watching what I was doing. I was aware and I was in control, but in the same sense, that you're not.
That's a crazy first experience getting into the paranormal.
Yeah, it was.
Most definitely. Okay. Well, I guess we can skip number 3 then, because that's I guess let's just say this. Have you had any more after that? Like you've had more investigations, obviously, and you've had more experiences, yes?
We've had other investigations, no experience anywhere near that one at all. But that also taught me to curb my attitude with quite a few things, and again, to take everything a little more seriously when there's a claim, just because you think it may be like folklore or just could be a bunch of BS. You're better off to err on the side of caution to begin with.
Right. Okay. So what is your favorite piece of equipment that you like to use?
My opinion would be the REM pod, just because of it's simple yet so effective, and you can do certain things to topple onto that to gain credence to what you have going on. Like a Faraday cage will help keep out any natural and human created like EM fields, and keeps any contamination from walkie-talkies and stuff from giving you false positives. But it's just the versatility and the simplicity of it that makes it so great.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like my REM pod myself. I don't think it's my top one, but I think it's definitely high up on the list, just because in our sense, like, our REM pod never goes off. Okay, we have multiple ones, and one of them is yours, your piece of equipment. It never goes off. Like, so when it does, it definitely is an eye opener,
Right.
And we do have radios, and I know the type of radios we have. It will set things off depending on how close you are, or just how the signal travels. But we hardly ever use our radios. Now, when I watched PD Region's show Paranormal Static the other day, they were talking about some radios that I'm gonna start looking into, because they will not interfere with the REM pods. So that'll kind of be another step up to make sure that that kind of piece of equipment is more what's the word?
Credible.
It'll be more credible in the field. Drew, you're supposed to help me out. You're my co-host.
Well, I was going to say something, but I'm enjoying this conversation. But I did have a question in my head, and October 2015, going back into the Halloween position. It's kind of weird because I'm going to link something with you, which you're going to kind of like have the biggest freak out on this live air right now. One of my investigations I done many years ago. We done an investigation in a castle, and it was October, Halloween day, and it was a pinkish in figure. So I'm just thinking, I like what he said, that's why. I'm just thinking, what he said, it's making me click in my head. And I really enjoyed his conversation on this one. It's got to be something to do with Halloween Day, where spirits can absolutely freaking release a lot more on Halloween. Because one of my team members went away. Why exactly on Halloween Day? What can you give me as a reason, Jess? Why do you think they're more active on Halloween Day? Because if you see my point where I'm coming from.
I mean, I know from my particular situation back in 2015, looking back, that was actually a full moon when all of that occurred. Now, whether or not that fueled some of the activity, it could very well be. As far as Halloween's going forward, I would probably say a lot of the activity amps up just because of the emphasis that we put on that day, the fact that there's so many people out and about and kind of participating in either one thing or another. It's just kind of providing fuel to, encourage the activity that we do get.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense, but it's weird though. Think about it, Cody. It's weird how suddenly that happens, and then our evidence is like everyone win, bam, it's that current kid. I love Halloween. It's one of the best times to go ghost hunting.
It's like tis
But then-
the season, but it's Halloween,
Yeah, but Halloween is Halloween. But then, is it the key of portaling, opening the certain new contents? I wonder. Ooh, this is random talk. I'm being random now. He's loving this.
That's okay, buddy. So Jesse, you've seen the shows. You've made equipment. You've made your own equipment. What piece of equipment do you believe should not be used in the field whatsoever? Like, if you see it, you're just like, oh gosh, you like skip through it, and you're like, nope, not watching that.
Well, the biggest thing that I'm seeing right now an influx in is equipment that's using the PIR sensor, which is the passive infrared sensor. And the reason why I say it's a bad idea is because it's designed to go off of human body heat. So you're only going to trigger that piece of equipment via a warm-blooded, subject. You can also trigger it with certain forms of shadows, but it generally takes a rather heavy, dense shadow to try to trigger one of them. For the most part, it is body heat. The other big one that I'm not real fond of is there are certain EM pumps that are being made that are using spinning magnets, and I don't want to sit and give everybody a science lesson on electromagnetics, but that's not how that works at all. So
Can you imagine me just going in front of an infrared with body?
Now, I have noticed with the EM pumps, I've got 2 of them myself, and I know, that's exactly what's in them. Now, when you turn them on, you get your EMF detector, whatever, on it, it will, it does give off a little bit. But, however, people, and I've learned this through my own research, people think that turning that on and putting it in the middle of a room is going to basically give that whole room energy, when in fact it is just as high as that EMF like detector reads. So if you get it up on the box, it's going to read it, and as soon as you get a little bit higher, it's not going to be there. So it's only that specific spot. That's why I tell them, it's like, go straight to that box if you want to get energy, because if not, you're not going to get it.
Exactly. Yeah, that yeah, there's been a big spike in cell phone apps. Not too keen on the use of cell phone apps because generally, as a rule of thumb, when especially in a residential case, phones are supposed to be either left in a car or turned off. We don't use them. It's straight cameras, just to again cut down on contamination. But the whole cell phone app thing, unless you're the designer and you're using it, and I can see how it was programmed or what was used in the programming, I can't get behind it.
Yeah, I think collectively through our communities here, necrophonics seems to be the only one that anyone is like set in, because they know that it doesn't access your microphone.
Right.
So I've got a guy, Lex, from he's got a channel called Lex Paranormal, but I met him through Parapost Network, and he's actually looking into some of these apps for me. He's looking into Echo Vox, I think, is one of them that I use. I've used on the Trans-Allegheny episode. Got really credible stuff with it. So I'm wondering and hoping that it is credible, because if not, I'm not sure how it figured all that out. And there's another one I'm looking at too, but I haven't got it or used it yet. So I'm going to see what he's going to dig into it for me and see what they're about. And that kind of goes along with the Parafam thing. We discuss with each other, like, is this legit? Is this not legit? Because we're all about, being legit. We're not trying to fake stuff out there. And if we do find out channels are, we usually point them out pretty quick. So
Usually. You point them out like pretty quick.
It might take a while
I
on some of them,
very quickly today.
Jesse, what has been your favorite location to investigate?
That one.
And it's not a pub.
What's that?
It's not a pub. It's not a bar. Okay, I'm only joking.
For us, it was thanks to a local group, the Ghost Pit. They brought us on to the old Franklin County Jail in Chambersburg, PA, which is one of our favorites. They have quite a few others that we haven't been to yet, so could very easily top that one. But as of right now, that's definitely one of our favorites.
Awesome. Is that like a well-known place around there?
It is and it isn't. If you're close to Chambersburg and you follow the paranormal, you'll be able to find it rather quick. And it's gaining popularity too, with the Ghost Pit and us going, as well as collectively a bunch of other groups. It's bringing more attention to the jail. So
okay. What do you think are the current issues, trends, or challenges in this field? We always know there's issues.
Yeah. The best thing though is addressing, seeing them and knowing how to navigate them. But for me, it's great that it seems like with COVID happening back in 2020, it definitely created a rise in, the paranormal following. But with that comes, again, people are being followers rather than leaders. It's, they watch a few episodes of, a couple ghost hunting shows on, Discovery Plus, and next thing you're out there screaming at, demons, and it's just you have to want to believe to start. You gotta you have to carve out a way that works best for you. Don't piggyback from what you see on TV and immediately think that's the right way to do it because it's on TV, and that's something that I definitely pride ourselves, as well as being partnered with. Again, the Ghost Pit. We wouldn't be partnered with them if we felt that they were anything under a certain standard with being leaders rather than followers, and just having a sense of credibility and wanting to provide more to the community than just locations and getting equipment to go off. We're all collectively pushing to try to open that envelope and go further with this, to be able to give back to the community that has given so much, to so many different people. So as far as the challenges, it's not being complacent, making sure that you do everything that you can to debunk and validate what you are getting. And I just feel like there's more scientific methods, different ways that we could go about investigating that would bring the field out of the dark ages and kind of put it in more of a forefront and be looked at more seriously if we, again, we're pushing to have a higher standard for ourselves when we go out there.
Yeah, and I see that with everyone in the Parafam and the communities that are interconnected, through DNTV and Parapost and Paranormal Static, all them people. I mean, we're really trying to keep that high standard, and I believe we're not trying to follow these certain YouTube channels out there that a lot of other people are seeing and believing into and all that. So
Doesn't make it. The ones who can smell bull crap from a crack of the bottom or something. Literally, the ones who can play along and pretend it's a demon. Hello, hi, it's something going on there. You want real evidence, real facts. Don't watch the ones that goes, oh my god, it's a demon straight there. Let's go run it. I hate the ones like that. I really do. Sorry, you get a full action on Drew Nicholas right now. I know, Jackson, one of you. I can imagine, like, you got the real investigators, then you got the ones go, hi, I'm an investigator, but then I want to do some entertainment. What should I do? I'm on the world. Crazy. It's all crazy.
It is. That's exactly what.
Yep, they're gonna be throwing that D word around. Now, I can't say that we've only been on like 4 investigations now, and I can't say I've ever actually ran into something so powerful or has like got us shaking in our boots that I'm thinking it is one. However, when we went to the jail this last time around, there it just seems like something's there that's just negative. Like there was parts of the investigation and setup where we got hit with stuff and like I was aggravated and had nothing to do with the equipment or who I was talking to. Is just you just get that hit of like you're aggravated. And one room where we would be sitting still, like on the floor, just doing nothing. Everyone's heart rates would go up because they have the watches, the smart watches, and it would actually go up and fluctuate. So it's just odd. And I think a lot of people, like you said, they watch the TV and then they go out and do it. And when that stuff happens, they're like, "Oh, something's demonic here." But it could be something else. Who knows? You know, I'm on more of the skeptic side. So I just look at stuff a different way and I'm thinking, what could it be? What could it be? Before I even say, okay, now this is kind of odd or this is kind of weird.
Well, which is, you know, the best way to be as far as that goes is sit on that skeptical side to the point that, you know, you're trying to debunk everything that's going on and figure out logical explanations before immediately running to it's paranormal or, you know, again, certain people run to, you know, using the demonic. And again, it's there's a lot that's not seen that goes into getting to the actual evidence in an investigation that everyone just wants the excitement, the flash in a pan, the entertainment that they see on television, and that is usually not at all how an investigation goes.
Ain't that the truth? Someone said I ran into a demon after Taco Bell once a bunch of times. Oh. And on that note, Jubert, you know what it's time for?
Yes, sir.
It's time for a commercial break.
Cuddle and snuggle?
Well, that too.
Oh, damn.
Me and you, I'm gonna fly over there real quick and do a cuddle before we get back from commercial. Okay? Sound good?
Yay!
Okay. If this thing would work right. All right. We are back. Hopefully everyone enjoyed those commercials. We had DNTV and the Global Ghost Hunt and Paranormal Static from PD Region Paranormal. So definitely check those pages out. The Global Ghost Hunt is a new event that's coming up for next year. It's in the works right now. Actually, it's so much in the works that the website is supposed to be done at the end of this month. So if anyone is interested in that, definitely go check it out. I think I heard a little birdie say that First Line Paranormal is going to be in the event. So be on the lookout for that, First Line Paranormal viewers. However, we are back now with the man of the hour and a half now, probably, Jesse from Moonphase Paranormal. So, Jesse, what motivates you to continue working in this field? You know, a lot of people have probably started and gave up or went a separate way as far as like, all right, hey, I want to just be famous on YouTube. Let's go and do this and go find some demons. But what motivates you to keep going and striving in our ways?
Well, I mean, for me, I'm a very much so a person of knowledge is power. Is the best quote that I like to use, just because the more you know, you never see the end of knowledge. I mean, you could keep learning something every day and applying it to, you know, your investigations, just the paranormal in general. But I mean, for me, when I go into something, I go 110% into it. So for me, when I see a field that has so much potential and there's so many different aspects and avenues that I could venture down that haven't been, you know, ventured yet, it's what really just kind of pushes me towards wanting to do more, wanting to continue in this field. So I mean, I ventured out, got frustrated. The best thing I can say is, if you were discouraged, go at it a different way. I mean, you don't have to take what you see as the norm and run with it. There's, you know, so many different ways that you could venture down into looking at when phenomenon happens, what is going on, not only on, you know, a sight, touch, feel type of level, but like an ionic, you know, a metric that you can't see unless you're using, you know, specialized equipment that will get you, you know, certain readings, and just again pushing that envelope to go further and further with the field is what just keeps me interested. It's also the history too. I mean, being able to go to a new location and just kind of deep dive into the history of that specific location. Again, it's just all about learning, and it's, I don't know, more fun, more entertaining after you get out of school. That's for sure.
Yeah, I could say that. I think Drew was hitting on this a little earlier too. I think a lot of it has to do with, like, I think some of it is like we want to travel more. I don't know if everyone agrees with that or not, but it's kind of like traveling and then getting to that location and just immersing yourself into that location is also kind of the experience as well. It all ties in.
I agree.
The longer you do, it's the longer when you do the location, and the more you want to go out and you want to do longer, and It took me a year for one experience. I think that's what we want really in the paranormal field. If you keep going to the same location, you're going to go there once. You're not going to get much, or you might do. But then if you keep going back and forth, if there's only a one-way system for paranormal teams to make that happen, that would be pretty cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally. I think everyone in the paranormal field would love to have a certain system where they don't have to pay a big lot of money out just to go to the US or go to the UK, and they can go to that location multiple times. It should be always a pathway. I like doing something like that. As usual, Drew's off on the moment. Do you guys agree with me?
No, you're good, buddy. But no,
Stop
I
with
agree.
me. You're supposed to be.
I agree with all that. I don't know. The whole longer thing, yeah, that too. The last one we did, we only went for a few hours because that's all they allowed for us to do. And I was just like, man, I wish we could have stayed longer and done more things. But it is what it is. So I don't know. Usually around,
Oh, not you now.
huh?
It is what it is. I got a lot of people saying that. Jess, do you hate when people say it is what it is?
That's my saying.
My God.
Or don't threaten me with a good time.
It
That's
is
my
what
one.
it is. Oh, God, that's a good one.
Jesse, what was your most? I don't even know. I think we already answered this one too. What was your most intense, scariest moment during an investigation?
Yeah, that we hit on that
Being with
earlier.
you.
Right off the bat.
Your first ever encounter. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I wonder if that's another reason why you're still in it too, is to see if you can hit something better than that.
I mean, it is always, in a way, like chasing that feeling again, because as terrifying as it was, I mean, it was definitely an experience that you will never forget. So,
Drew's snickering over there.
No, literally, I apologize. It's nothing to do.
I just like that we're making Drew laugh because he never busts out in random laughter like that. He's usually making everyone else laugh. So I'm glad he's having fun on the show.
No, this is literally.
Oh, so we'll let him laugh. If you could investigate anywhere, preferably somewhere you haven't investigated yet, where would it be?
if we're talking known location, would probably be Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
And why is that?
I don't know, something about the tuberculosis hospital, if I can talk. That really just, I don't know, it intrigues me. So it, not only to be able to investigate there, but the just the again, the lore that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of been on a bucket list just to even go well before the paranormal was brought up. It's just kind of icing on the cake when you bring up a location that is steeped in so much tragedy.
Yeah, and I'm just going through all these funny comments here. Please share with the class, Drew. Don't turn your camera off. So, hey,
Jesse, I'm so sorry. I am literally so sorry, mate. I blame Cody. And when he smiled.
So I actually have that location on my list next year. Hopefully we get to go. There's something about that place too. It's definitely on one of my. It's like on my top 3 for sure to go to. There's something about them. You better go. There's something about those places. There was actually a tuberculosis hospital that was through the prison system here in North Carolina, and it's abandoned now. Urban, what do they call them now? Urbex people, I guess. I guess that's the new term. They go to it, Urbex or something like that. But they go to this. They go to these places. They're urban explorers. They just go to abandoned places and film it and take pictures and stuff. You're good. So they go. They still go and get in the place and find there's obviously a spot somewhere that these people are getting in. I actually reached out to our state DPS or whatever, Department of Public Safety, and requested to go to it. Just again because it's one of them places that I'm like it's interesting, and a lot of stuff is still remains there. I think it's been more damaged now than what it used to be because of these people getting in. But before, man, when people that just went in and took pictures of it, it was incredible. It looked like just something left in time, from back then. And I sent an email out, tried to do it, like we always do, by the book, and asked for permission and made phone calls, but unfortunately it just ended up being a cookie cutter email saying, well, because of asbestos and other dangers, we cannot allow your team to go in. So it continues to be explored by the Urbex people. And I just wonder, I've heard some of the stories that it could possibly be haunted, but who knows? Who knows? But we hope to go. We hope to go next year. There's a lot of stuff we got planned for next year, so it's just on the list, and we'll have to get in contact with them. It sounds like so far Waverly Hills has been getting like some construction done. Like I guess they're trying to upkeep the place some, and they're getting good business. So
yeah, they've definitely boomed over the last year.
That's a good deal. I'm glad that there's a good administration running it. It looks like they really do care about the place and care about the teams that come in to investigate. Alrighty. And if Drew, if you're thinking of a good last question, then you better start now.
Well, I was talking about in this stage, how his stories were very interested with the out of body experience.
I've got one more question, but if you want to ask him, you go ahead, buddy.
So, when he was saying about it, because you were breaking up a little bit, what was the difference between the out of body experience to like the out of body experience to like where close near death? I don't know if you experienced the same subjects, but was it both the same or different? Because when usually someone's taken over or going through the session or something, they have a two different experience. What was your experience over that, and what's your thoughts into that?
Well, as far as comparing it to like a near-death experience, I'd say it's probably not similar to that, only in the fact that from what I've read, and I've studied near-death experience to a certain extent, because that is, again, the closest that I think that we get any kind of answers to the afterlife. without being on the other side. I would say it's different in the fact that I was completely aware of what was going on. I was completely aware that I was in control to a sense, but not in control of the vessel in which I'm supposed to be in. So it's in a near death experience, most of the time, you kind of know what happened unless it is so sudden and traumatic that it kind of snaps you. Whereas this was, it just kind of came on out of nowhere and it was unexpected to the point that it's a really hard feeling to kind of describe because, like, you're sitting passenger to your own story of life, whereas a near-death experience is generally, flashes and glimpses of certain aspects in that particular moment, and then it just stops. This went on for days, where I went to work like that, was very distraught. Tried to continue home life like that, and tried to just brush the entire experience off. So it was one of them that but you're in denial. You're trying to again rationalize from a standpoint of there's no way that this is unexplained, but yet it's telling you everything opposite, that this goes against every fiber of what you thought was normal. So I mean, the best thing I can say is there are similarities, but from my experience, it was definitely knowing that I could get help, but it's could I bring myself to get the help, and how much was it going to take to get clean of what I had attached to me.
That makes clear sense.
Someone commented, does near-death experience truly bring you closer to the other side for the rest of your life and give you a gift of seeing and hearing things you couldn't before? I have heard some people say that something kind of changes after that.
From what I've read, and again trying to correlate my experience into that, it does give you a certain perspective on just everything as a whole. It kind of redirects you, kind of resets everything. But I mean, I have read with near-death experiences, there are a lot of times where people are more sensitive to, the paranormal and the different phenomenon that happens with it. And then for some people, it's just a profound awakening into whether it be religion or, restarting their life on a different path. So I think it could go a lot of different ways.
All right.
I
That
totally agree with that.
That answer your question, Drew?
Well, yeah, it did. Because when I literally a couple of weeks ago had I had a situation I didn't even tell anyone. I told my wife, team member. I was laying in bed, and I got up for a little bit and went on my computer, to do my bit of work. And I said to my wife, I didn't feel right. I need to go and lay down. And I went to go and lay down, and I started feeling off peak. Well, I kid you not, I was laying there. Next minute, all I remember rightly is calling for my wife, and then it felt like my whole blood left the body, like it dropped. And she was in the room. I don't think she heard me. And I remember started seeing this bright yellow, sparkly. It was like literally bright yellow, sparkly light, and it was like black heads, people walking in front of me, and this is not kidding you. It was literally like people walking in front of me, and it was this spirit telling me, and I literally heard the spirit saying, "Drew, it's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go on, move on." And I'm not even kidding. And I'm still freaked out to this day, but the more I talk about it, the more it makes me feel like I'm going psycho. But I'm not kidding you. I heard the voice, and my dad was there, and he said, "What are you doing with my son?" He told him, "Oh, it's time for him to move on. It's time to go." He went, "No, it's not time for him to move on. Put him back in." And I am not even kidding you to this day. It really freaked the hell out of me. And I'll tell you exactly happened. And many people say they don't have memories after it. I don't know which way to believe it, but I can remember exactly the whole situation. And what happened on that bit then, this is going to make, I know people's going to laugh about it. If they want to laugh about it, it's down to you. But at the end of the day, this is actually me being serious. For many people don't know me, I went into completely utter shock when I came out of it, and I got really to the point where I actually got afraid, and I huddled up straight up to my bed when I come out of it. I huddled up, and I literally, kid you not, I screamed the bedroom down, like asking for my wife and calling Dorothy straight up, calling my team members. And I remember exactly, it's up to you if you believe in angels or not, but Archangel Michael was there, and he said to him, "Why are you doing this? It's not his time yet. Only Phil will tell you, like the fail, only like time will tell, basically." And I remember exactly him saying, "Put him back in. He ain't finished yet. He's got jobs to finish." And I kid you not, that day freaked me out. Straight out. I've never ever woke up. I remember feeling a little shock, like you coming straight back in, and it was like a shock. It's like a big massive twitch in my body. Just one main twitch. And I just woke up, and I remember looking around and looking at everything, and I was looking, and I shit myself. Excuse my language and apologize. Yes, I'm hyper. But in this line, I kid you, where a lot of people's got different experience and right up. I think, to me personally, in my personal opinion, is I do believe possession's definitely different to what experienced stuff is, but it's supposed to felt like similar, aren't they, really? So, but not exactly same too much. But I literally, I speak to spirit, I deal with them. But for my own to believe what I saw, I've never experienced that way before, and I remember suddenly after it, it was totally crazy. But I can agree with you a lot on just a lot of stuff.
I find that stuff interesting too. And the only other question I have on that is, was there anything medical that happened that day? Did you like ever go to the hospital, or did you?
I did call my GP. I called my GP. I got rushed in for an ECG. I got rushed in for bloods. I've been monitored because in the UK, if you got thyroid problems, they put you like on the list and you can have medication. But I'm on like the red list where I can suddenly just go and collapse and have a heart attack or a stroke if the fire gets too much. So I went to go and see my GP and told them what happened. They were a little bit worried. They kept an eye on my heart for 4 days. And then my wife and my team members kept an eye on me as well. And not many people knew about it. I didn't want to tell it to anyone because it would have scared a lot of people. But for a 50-year-old man, it shouldn't really have that, but it happens. It's life. You know, I'm not scared of death, but it's shit to scared on me.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah.
I believe, I'm not sure who this is from, but it's a pretty good question. Are you worried since you are a frontline worker to bring spirits home after maybe a call involving a death? Well, when I worked on the road, I never really I watched stuff paranormal, but I wasn't into it. Like I didn't have a team. I didn't go places and do stuff. I just kind of dealt with the calls the way they were, and I've been on quite a few different ones. Now that I work at like a facility, of course it happens, in the ER. I had quite a bit of stuff happen the other day in the ER, but I don't really bring my tools there or do any investigations or anything like that. Most of the time I just talk to people about our team and what's coming up next, and because a lot of them know or are into what we do. So other than that, no, I'm not really worried about it because I guess I don't go looking for it while I'm doing my main job, and working. So, but it is interesting.
I want your job.
Drew wants to move and he wants to start a bounty hunter job with me. Just very interesting.
I'll jump on them. I'll jump on them.
He wants to go hunt people down.
Hell yeah. There's a lot of paranormal inspection as well. As you're a bounty hunter, you get to flatten them.
Yeah. And that person that sent that one, yeah, I can see that. Being a nurse, you do see that a lot. So, and you're up close and personal with it. And I will say there has been people have said they've had experiences at the hospital.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting to hear their stories. And now I feel like they have someone to be able to talk to about it, because everyone now knows there, at least down on the first floor, if they have an experience or they have something outside of work they want to talk about that's in the paranormal, they always come to me because they know I will listen. Doesn't matter how crazy it sounds, I'll listen, or I might have something to add to it. So all right, Jesse, what do you have planned in the future, buddy? Do you have any events coming up, or what's the big news for Moonface Paranormal?
We going forward, we're gonna again be working with the Ghost Pit on some investigations. I'm trying to lock in a few new locations that are still up in the air yet. Again, I have to wait back from the powers that be and see if they're going to be yay or nays. And then we actually are going to start our very first documentary here, hopefully in the coming month or so, on a 3-location trifecta that's close to us. So hopefully get that going and let everybody know. Hopefully it goes over well.
Now, are you going to be like full-fledged, like filming this stuff and giving us some episodes to watch?
I'm hoping. I want to get some feedback and find out if everyone would prefer smaller cut down episodes, or if they would be up for just like an actual sit down, like hour and a half, 2 hour type documentary style. So we'll see.
You know what style I'm into. I don't know, man. It's weird, the different people that watch it, because some teams only do cut downs, and then others like us, we like to do full-fledged episodes. So, just I think it's good that I've noticed a trend with you. You always ask your followers and people that really like your stuff, like, what do y'all want? Like, do y'all want it this way or do you want it that way? What would you like better? And you always look into the feedback. So
Yeah, because that's important to us, because that was something that when we started out, we just didn't feel like we were heard in a lot of different ways, and to be able to give to the people that are giving to us is what this is all about.
and that's kind of the reason why I definitely wanted to bring you on first on the show, because our team, we used your equipment. Every investigation, you will see one of your pieces of equipment out and being used. And I feel like you should be, with whatever endeavors that your team goes with forward now, you should have people supporting you all the way. So, and I most definitely will. Now, we have your Facebook link down below. Is that going to change at all, or is it going to stay the same?
That'll stay the same. I don't know if you have our YouTube. Right now, it primarily it's just consisted of equipment demos. Certain people want to see it once it's finished, and I go over the how-tos and instructions. But that's gonna everything's slowly gonna switch over from equipment building to more hands-on and in the field investigating. Because we want to get back into what we were, really passionate about, and be able to get out of the dark dungeon of equipment building and actually see the light of day here, hopefully soon.
Brian Phillips says, best equipment out there, and thanks for what you do to help the paranormal field grow and prosper.
Thank you, Brian.
I don't know who said that last one, but so I don't. Hopefully, it's directed to the Parafam and everyone involved here tonight. So, so the YouTube channel, is there a custom link with that, or do we just search Moonphase Paranormal?
I mean, you could search. It's no custom URL for that, but if you search it, it'll come up.
Yeah, that's kind of like for us too. We're not big enough yet to have one of those, I guess. Darn you, YouTube. Ron Phillips says, thank you for what you've done for this field. All right. Well, I think that's it then, unless Drew wants to ask something.
Drew? What do I want to ask?
I thought he was going to have a funny question for the end.
I literally...
Knowing you.
Me funny question. What would be? Give me 2 minutes.
We don't got 2 minutes.
Okay. What do you... Okay. It's no question, but I will offer you, do you want to come on DNTV? And I expect everyone in the Parafam and everyone around my network and social media platform to come follow Jess and his page, click the like buttons, and make sure you do follow him, give him a bit of support. We're all in it as a Parafam and global and we're all in it to help, no matter how small or big. So, Jess, how do you feel like coming on to DNTV and have a chat with DNTV's crew?
I'd be down for that.
Okay, that's cool. Well, after the show, message me, and obviously you have to wait till the morning now because, well, your morning, but I'll be in bed snoring away soon. Give myself nice, beautiful dreams. And I sold myself too many times on you. But this was amazing chat with you, Chas. Seriously, it was amazing chat with you, man.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
No problem, sir. I just had someone that used to work at the facility I work at. They said they missed the ghost hunting talks. Probably one of my top Patreon people. Old Missy there. She's definitely one of our top supporters. So
I gotta be honest with you though, Cody. I did warn you, bring me on this live, and you weren't able to concentrate properly. I won. That happened today.
it's worse with your camera on. I just want to laugh. Actually, you started laughing. It made me laugh. So,
But I can't help it. You know, we had a giggle war here.
it's a beautiful thing.
It is. It's a bro romance, as we call it. A bro romance.
Well, Jesse, we
Jess,
appreciate. Go ahead, buddy.
I was going to say, Jess, I think you probably had a laugh with us being on here too.
Oh, absolutely.
And if I was any rude, I do apologize. But blame Cody. I did warn him I'd be hyper after it's 1:43 in the morning. So
That's right.
No, not at all. You were fine.
I'm good. I'm happy then. I'm gonna have fun now with Cody later on.
Oh. Well, we appreciate you, Jesse, for coming on to the show. I'm sorry that it didn't go as I thought it was going to be very professional tonight, but some stuff happened. I didn't realize that you were our first guest, so I looked at, I got some of the bugs, and I figured, and I saved it somehow because I was like, well, maybe if I do it this way, it'll work. And so, but maybe after tonight, I will be set up through something else, possibly from the sounds of it, looking at my messages. And if you decide to be back on our show, then it will run much more smoothly.
No worries.
But appreciate the work you've done, and can't wait to see what's in store for Moon Phase Paranormal. I'm going to be watching your stuff. All right.
You too. Thank you.
All right, we're going to put you in the backstage, and Drew's wanting to talk with you after the show. All righty?
Okay.
Oh, God. Hello.
Okie dokie.
That's saying something now. I'm not like that. I don't tell myself that.
You don't hold yourself back.
I never do. I got no filter in front of me. What's the problem?
All right, you got to turn your camera back on. I got to see your pretty face. All right.
Oh, okay. Give me 2 minutes. Let me look sexy again. Bloody hell,
Oh well, if you're not camera worthy, then there he is. Is that like your parent, like your hunting attire? Is that what you go out on your events?
So this is here. This is here. I'm a big supporter to the 81s, and they're pretty cool. They're good. They help the communities. I'm a bit of I like my motorbikes, and I support the 81s with big heart open. And I had a few drinks with them in the pub, and they're pretty sound. So I said I will always wear the t-shirt with respect and high head up and honor. And this is a hat from Son of Anarchy's, which I got a signed autograph here. Absolute Legend series. And yeah, they made people proud, and it's a kind of a cool series. We all had that dream, or we wanted to be something but then we wanted to get out of a rough life or a rough end. But it's all pretty good.
Right. Yeah, I've noticed.
I'm wrong,
I think
quite
Brian
wrong.
Horton. I think
My
Brian
fault.
Horton has the
It's
same.
complete-
Yeah, I think Brian Horton has the same hat as you.
Yeah, we're both part of the Reaper crew. And it literally is the Reaper, but it's only 2 Reapers in this field, and it's me and Brian Horton.
Hmm. Cool. Alrighty. Well, again, this is Drubert from DNTV. Go follow their page. They are big time. All right. Apparently, they got on a newspaper today. We're going to be seeing them on other online. I don't even know, buddy. I think you're going to be going. I think you're going to be on my TV before too long in the U.S. All right. So just go follow them. They've got.
I rather not be TV famous.
What was that?
I'd rather not be TV famous. If I do be TV famous, I'll choose the smallest group, including you, including all the rest. I'll choose them all to be on there, and I will not say no to anything.
We
Only
won't fall
because
into the
everyone's got
TV
a right to be
scams.
seen.
That's right.
Yeah. They can shove the pre-written stuff up the jingle jungles with a nice language. Sorry about the language. But yeah, and they can take their scripts and be real professional paranormal investigators.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So yeah, go follow them. They got tons of shows. I mean, tons, just tons out there. My show is being on there right now. Definitely go. I would like to thank any of the mods that were in here tonight, modding out the chat. Again, thanks to DNTV for allowing us to be on their network. Thank you, PD Region Paranormal, for all your support and allowing us on your page. I'd like to shout out all the other pages as well. We streamed a Cryptic Trading Post, of course, our page, First Line Paranormal, Parafam Studios. Oh yeah, definitely go follow them. And last but not least, Parapost Network Central. They've got a website up. It's basically like Facebook, but it's all paranormal. So definitely go check out their website, parapost.net, I believe is what it is. And if you're wanting our website for the team, there it is, firstlineparanormal.com. We have all of our links associated on that. The group for Cryptic Trading Post, so you can discuss everything paranormal, or anything First Line Paranormal. You can put it in there. And if you would like to be a part of the show or would like to send in your commercials for your shops, your networks, your teams, your events, you can email us at firstlineparanormal@gmail.com. Simple as that. Or if you just need to reach out to us. So
if I send a commercial of myself for birthday suit, would it be okay taking that?
as long as you're okay with it being on the stream.
Huh?
Well, thank you, Drubert, for being on the show, buddy. I appreciate you. I don't know if this is going to become a normal thing, but I'm fine if it does.
I'm fine with it too, bro. I'd rather come back anytime. Highly recommend for this group to be shedding light. Highly recommended.
Much love to you, brother. All right. Well, I'll see you backstage. And thank you all for coming and watching the show. I know the whole comments thing. Let's see if my comments got through the mods. Must have fell asleep. Oh gosh. Well, who knows? Again, if we go to another platform, maybe we won't have to worry about that so much. It sounds like maybe some of it's not working. So if I do go to the other platform, then most people already have allowed access to StreamYard, I think. So it might work better, but we'll see. Maybe after tonight it'll get handled. People are supporting me and got my back. So, but all right, I guess we're out of here. Any last words, Drubert?
No, I was just checking you on StreamYard too. But if you're going on the PBD, you know what I mean. If you're going on there.
PDD, we, BD,
the WW.
Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next time, next Thursday. I guess 10:30 a.m. Bye.
I'll miss you.
I'm not gonna miss you because I'm gonna see you right after this stream ends, buddy. Goodbye.